Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Be Different K podcast, guys. We are so excited that we have a very interesting guest. Let me just prepare myself. But before he introduces himself, wacha kwanza mimi nimklapia tu. Banter for okay, now you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me then I'll pick a name to call you from what you'll have it said.
Rutabingwa Mabonga is my name. The Eddie on set. Most of you know me as the Eddie on set through my social media handles. That is what I introduce myself with. Film is my passion. And I started very far to get to where I am.
What name should I call you first? Rutabingwa Mabonga.
Yes.
So, Rutabingwa Mabonga. Okay. So you said most people know you as Eddie on set. What does that mean first for those of us who are not in that field? What does Eddie mean, Eddie on set?
Well, there are three descriptions of the Eddie on set. To me, the Eddie on set, I'll give my description the final. To everyone who has studied film and all that, is that person who shouts on set and plans the whatever the program that goes on set, how things are done. To a layman person, is that person who shouts on set, action, silence on set and all that. To someone who understands film, or to someone who has been in film, will know that this is the most passionate person of the project you're doing on set. This is the person who understands each and every corner of the set, each and every corner of the story being done on set, each and every corner of the location the story is being told on set, and can advise, can very creative. Okay, so many things that happen on set that this AD on set is the one responsible of.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. First, congratulations. Recently, you've produced Toxic, and I know it's doing rounds. Has it even been a week yet? It's almost a week.
This is the second week.
This is the second week.
Yes.
Since you released it.
Yes.
And congratulations. How was it working on that project? I know it's very recent, and I have somewhere I want to go with this, but just how was it?
First, Toxic was a project that most of us who did it from the one thing I'm calling passion. The one thing I'm calling passion is, let's come together for the first time. Let's come together, guys, do something and try to shake the mainstream, try to shake this kawaida style of things. We shoot something, we wait for it to be approved by this, wait for the client, the producer. Most producers call them clients. And the client has not spoken, the client has done this, the client has given less money, so we have to shoot it low budget. At that time we've already shot the pilot. So we shot it like a pilot in a way, but in a way we were shooting it like something that we have to change, something to change the game. And since we had Jackie Matubia, she was a producer, the exec producer of the show. She has a YouTube channel. So that is, all the artists I think have woken up. I should say Mjinga Ameamka sasa have woken up, and sasa mwerevu mashakani. Manake now the mainstream will have to come to us and ask for content, not the way we were shooting content desperately and taking to them. They'll come to us wanting content.
I'm happy you've said that, because now because I was about to ask what was the difference between what you guys just did. You said it's a passion project, muliamka, everyone is there from the executive producer, script is there, no client to please, no funders or no budget, no one is talking down on you guys. You went ahead and did your thing and put it out there.
Yeah.
And you're saying this will change how things are happening right now, the relationships between artists, creators rather.
Okay, it's something that, what I meant is something that we've been talking so much, and we've just been talking and not doing any action. We have groups, artist groups, crew groups. Always, once we've done a project and it's gone the haywire style of the client has said this and this, the client has held our money, the client is, you're involved with the client after you're not being paid. People have been talking, why don't we do our own thing? Why don't we, angrily, but we just talk. We don't do anything. We just talk, like, hata tukifanya, where will it go? It will still go to the same client who this producer failed, So in Abaki, if you were the one who decided, let me be the producer, you'll still be in the bad names of the actors and the crew whom you left out, saying, let's do something together, then take it again. So the game was just going round and round. You come out, decide, now, guys, I'm collecting all of us together. Let's do this. I have some money somewhere. I have a script. Yeah, let's shoot it. We shoot it. They even instruct you where to take it. You take it there. It's still a mainstream. It's still the same people. Because we came to realize that mainstream producers are just going in rounds. They're going in circles. You'll find this producer was here. Now he's here. This producer was in Mnet. Now he's in KTN. This producer, no, let me not mention the whatever.
And they're working with exactly the same kind of people. I get the whole issue of recycling each other, recycling your contacts, and therefore that network is almost like never growing, or the new players are never being absorbed in, unless kabisa, otherwise you know someone and someone knows someone.
Yes, unless, and there is some corruption here. Sometimes budget has been given as this amount. When it comes when it comes down to the artist, who is the product, we value the artist as the product of anything that you're shooting. But in our system, that's why you hear, I'll talk for artists because I've been an artist here before I went to the crew side. I'll even talk for artists. You hear most corporates know our talents, our actors are very, what can I say? They misuse money. Very abusive of funds and all that, and it's very wrong, because them, they think the money that they are being given as the budgets in the
boardrooms, like I tell you guys,
yes,
I have this 1 million, can you shoot ABC? But the money that you'll get on production, maybe say half of that
to the talent is actually less than even half of what the corporate thinks they've paid. So the corporate, like you're doing something for a very big bank, the bank thinks they've paid you a very good amount of money, and then you're just given 20 or 50,000 or 60,000 on their billboard. They respect you on their trademark. Kumbe, you were just given peanuts and all that. So it's something that has been happening so much.
It's like you're saying, when artists wake up and do their own things, for example, Toxic, what happened, then they cut out the middleman.
We cut out the middle. Actually, you see, we just shot. It goes to the channel. The channel is Jackie Matubia. People watch. We see the subscribers who are there. If YouTube pays Jackie Matubia, yes, it will start paying, and we'll yield. We'll see there's no middleman. It's us and Jackie Matubia who is there. There's no middleman who will come to tell you, oh, I have to get this for you too.
Okay. So how did you end up where you ended up as AD? Is that what you wanted to be when you grew up? How has your journey been like?
Not really. And this is why I think I should thank you for giving me this opportunity to be in Be Different. I decided to be different. I decided to be different in one way. Well, I started as an actor, stage performer. And actually, if you see the group that I started with, none of them is into this acting thing and this industry at all. They all gave up. I was also almost giving up, but okay, I'll give the story. I started as an actor at the Kenya National Theatre. We did some shows at the Kenya National Theatre without pay. First, there's a time I even took my dad's radio from home to bring it to use it as a sound, not a prop, to be used for sound mixing here at the Kenya National Theatre. And the producer who was producing has disappeared with the radio. Imagine, not even, you've not paid me, then you disappear with a radio that I've brought to help the production. So I think I had a passion from Kitambo, from when I joined. I had a passion. I had that. Why is this thing not running? Is the radio the only solution? Yeah, if I bring the radio, it will run. Yes. I steal the radio at home, bring it. Now let it run. And after it went on there, the producer told. So I was that kind of a person that I cannot stand to see we've rehearsed something, we are not doing anything about it. I'm that kind of a person, even just from my normal living. We've done something, we've planned something, what is needed? That last thing that is needed and is needed, I have to push it to do it, yeah? So, and that is the motivation, that is the spirit, that is the what an AD requires on set. So I think I developed that from the stage performances. After we did shows here at the Kenyan National Theatre, I started acting around schools. We were doing set books now. I've done that for about 5 to 10 years, yeah? I've gone to so many schools, Murang'a, Ukambani, Nakuru. There's so many schools. Many call me by the name of
Were you acting or managing the groups? By then, like, how was your trajectory?
Acting, first I started as an actor. And as I was acting, I went to a stage manager. Just because of that spirit of this thing cannot stop. We've started already, why not? Why stop? We go, let's go, let's go. I found myself being a stage manager. I found myself being the leader of the group, the manager of the group. So I managed for some time too. I traveled as an actor for 5 years, as a stage manager for 5 years, and I think as a manager of the group for again 5 years, yes. So after that, after traveling for so long, I thought, now let me start a bit of directing, stage directing, and I did it. I directed stage performance, Kina Shades of Tenderness, Kina Swahili plays. I've directed several on our stage, traveling theatre stage. After that, I felt like now, if you continue staying here, you will be, it's just like, it's called being stagnant, or being, you don't have challenge, you don't have a challenge, because now the only challenge you're waiting for is for a younger guy to come and put you out, which didn't come so good with me. So I decided, let me go try film. And film is auditions. I usually tell people, job yetu ni auditions. And as an actor, in film, job yako ni audition. After you get this, you start other auditions. After you get this job, you start other auditions. And I realized what made me, okay, not that I'm saying this because of what made
Not
me
to
leave the
brag
screen
or
now.
not to,
What made me now leave the screen is, it's a joke thing, but people joke about it, but in a way, it affects me, but being typecasted as a cop.
As a cop?
Yes.
You did, like
I realized most of
you identified as a cop, and those are the roles you're getting.
Most of the movies I've done, you realize I'm a cop. I'm a cop in this movie, I'm a cop in this movie, I'm a funny cop in this movie, I'm a stupid cop in this movie. So I realized, I think the face or the physique is just a cop's physique. So I think the best thing to do, if I'm to come back to screen, is if I write a script on my own, because no producer has written a script that goes. Because what you do after going so many auditions and you realize typecasting is what is going on, you're being casted just for a cop. What you do after making a show reel now and sending it out to so many producers, of course knocking to producers' doors, that is what I mean, and the different casting directors, you realize that you've not been called a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and you're just seeing things being done on TV. You realize that they're waiting for that cop role. So what do? You wait for your story. When you write your story one time, shoot it. You'll
cast yourself for something else.
Yes.
All right. It must be a challenge, number one, working in an industry that has no, because as you're talking, there's no growth, clear growth path.
Yes.
For being in a space like that. And then number two, what I'm hearing is, yes, you got into that, you did this for some time, stage acting. No one said stage acting is less than film acting. No one said that you could go back to stage acting if you wanted. And then after you went to stage acting, stage directing, then you went to film. And there are certain roles according to you that feel like growth, and there are some that don't feel like growth. And but there's you know this is completely individual. An individual. Who would you identify as someone who has had a perfect in Kenya? Someone we know that has that perfect growth in terms of an artist, and they've grown to where you've been, or they've gone over beyond you.
What I would say, I can't judge about that. I can't
No one
tell.
comes to mind.
No one comes to
like
mind.
either a role model, someone we all look up to, Kenyan artists look up to and say, okay, this guy had a...
I think in Kenya we are all still trying to be role models. Unfortunately, that's what I would say. As I've said, because no person will realize has been given a role that is so different from the other role. That's why
From their previous characters.
That's why in some interview I was asked, would you prefer working with as an AD or a director? Would you prefer working with older person in the industry, or a newbie?
A new character.
Or a newbie. I prefer a newbie, because I've realized, and it still comes with the problem trickles down from the kind of maybe contracts producers are signing, our producers are signing, because you'll realize in who we are, our competitors or our 4 people who are there, who did movies before, have time. Those guys have time. I have time to coach you and make you look different. I have time to coach you and develop a character into you, a personality into you that is not yours. In Kenya, we don't have that. We've not gotten to that, and we are not. It's like we are not considering that at all. We are considering money and time, because as an AD, actually, I'm part of the victim. Who I'm part of the.
You're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem because I'll come with 26 scenes on set, and I expect you as a director to direct the 26 scenes. And those 26 scenes have people, 3 people, 5 people. How do you expect the director to coach those people? Don't expect the director. He's also human, or they are also human. Come with at least 5 scenes, 3 scenes in a day, then. But our producers have signed that contract off. I will give you this amount of episodes in these days.
Within this budget, within this number of days.
Sawa. So as an AD, I'm breaking that episode within the budget I've been given by the producer. You see? So I'm giving the call sheet to the director.
We have to deliver this
We
by
have to
this
deliver
amount
this.
of time.
We have to, and I'm pressuring. I see a director trying to coach a talent like for 2-3 minutes. I'm director. You know? Hatuna time. Tukifanya hivyo wasanii watano tutashoot nini? Tutashoot nini, you know? Those are the pressures on set. And you find the directors on set kindly, unfortunately I've not heard directors complain about that, of which they should be, because I'm beginning to see on TV most of the actors work more than the directors work. You get me? Most of the things, what the writer has written on the script, the instruction the writer has written on the scripts, the actor moves like this and goes this way and this way. You never see the director's work on faces of on delivery of the actors, because there's no time. We are pressuring time. So that's why I'll tell you, I've not seen a person who has achieved to do something different.
Okay. So who writes your stories? I'll come back to some of the things that you have said, but so who has story yako? Who has story ya Rutabingwa? You said so much. You've been in KNT, you've been in these circles, you've been in the film industry, you've been where? So who has your story? Like if something were to happen to you, is it only the people, for those of us who know you? And I'm serious. I don't think I know everything you've done. And we are family, guys. So I don't think I know everything you've done, and I'm here. And so who has your story? Who will tell it? Someone like you, for example.
That's the challenge. That's one of the challenge you've given me. It's me. It's only me who has the story. And maybe
for now.
bit family, my daughters and my wife, maybe know a bit of it because of colliding with some written stuff anywhere in the house, you know.
Because, okay, that ties into my next question. Because you said when companies or when products or when clients look at you people, the history is you guys misuse money, you don't know how to use money. And that's I think that's what has been shown in Kenya. That's the perception. Look at the likes of, I can call out the people who've either passed on, our old artists in Kenya, who have either passed away, even nobody knew they're living alone. That's the news coming out. So it's like the way being in the arts industry, filming, acting, I don't know what to call it right now, if being in that industry is almost like we felt like it's almost like a curse. Because we feel like, number one, it has no future. Number two, it's limited in age. Number three, we feel like these people, we judge them. They don't know how to use the money that they've gotten. We assume, number one, they get so much money. And then number three, they don't know what to do with the money that they've... Because why do they then die poor?
Purpose.
Yes. So that's the trajectory, that's the picture that has been painted for us. And maybe, just to now go a step back, that's why maybe most parents, when they hear their kids want to go into this, they're just like, it's no. There's nothing there for you, you know? There's nothing ahead for you. Maybe comment from that perspective.
Yeah, I'll start with the first one. There might be also, apart from what I said of the money getting to the talent,
actors and actresses.
there are also those who get to be paid well. But I would say this, in Kenya, we have one problem. That one I learned from some workshop I'd gone to, and we were counseled about it. And it was, we think you having a talent, and maybe going to school to learn about film, what do you think the person who went to learn about financing and controlling your money is earning when you decide to plan your own finances? You see?
Yeah.
So most of us think or invest in those things that maybe our parents have advised us, maybe someone has told you, maybe, and
or what the society generally is doing.
Exactly.
Everyone is looking for land and building a house.
I've been in the film industry. Why don't I buy a camera? Why don't I buy? You don't know how to market the camera. Just you're in the film industry. You just want to buy sound because so people with sound. You don't know how to market it. So you'll buy the sound equipment, sound gear. You'll stay with it in the house, because as you go on, actually the technology is passing it. You know, like you're in this project. You've bought the gear. You have the gear at home. No one has talked about it. You've just told people on Facebook, or I have gear, I have sound gear. Sound gears are, you go with rapport, you know. These guys know each other. I didn't know Freddie. I've known Freddie. Today I'm hiring from Freddie. I don't know you. You've just started. You have the sound gear at home. By the time you are coming to realize, oh, I should be marketing myself, my sound, this and this way. Technology has already passed it, you see.
People are looking for
an advanced one more than the one you have, you see. So that is what is happening even in film. People are investing wrongly because, one, not able to get the financial advisors. And people think, once, you know, they're again, you get the money, you know, pata mtu amepata do in a rush, pap. Do haku expect. I did something, maybe I shot an advert last year, and then they've decided to pay us this year. It comes, you know, it will disappear because we've got so many loans, you've got so many people who are expecting that from you, your composure, you know, you're trying to bring back your esteem from the money that you've got. People know you've been working, maybe you've not been working, you've just been going for auditions. If you have been using money. So I think when that middle person will be removed from that, people will learn about even investing and know where and how to invest. by giving the right people the right chances. Actually, someone else told me that it's also a problem in also other corporates, because you'll find people not using this person who is called the financial advisor. And someone went to school for that course.
Yeah, yeah. Yesterday we had an International Creators Day event here. And one of the things that was coming out, and one of the things that I had older digital creators advising the younger ones, is that you need to have a manager, you need to have a finances, someone handling your finances, you need legal, you need either to register a company, have a company name and all that, so that when you get these opportunities, you're transacting in a more professional, way and all that. Because like right now, what's happening with the younger creators is that it's like fame is happening, it's coming to you overnight.
True.
Given platforms like TikTok and all that, you don't have time to think about a financial advisor, and you just poop. You wake up one morning and
you have money, you're buying a Tesla, you're buying every kind of thing you've wanted to buy. Then tomorrow,
the excitement.
You're living in the Tesla.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to bring back the conversation to the Kenyan scene and the artists and their financial discipline, whether it's true or not, whether this career path has a future or not. And right now you can see what is happening with the Gen Zs.
Yes.
As in, they all feel like they should make it through creating. Everyone has a mobile phone right now, and and everyone feels like they're empowered and they can create.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's why it separates now. Are you a professional actor, or are you a what do you call it? Social media created actor. That's why they come. The other day we had some auditions at the showgrounds, and you realize, you tell people, send me your professional pictures. What do they send you? Selfies they have in TikTok. Selfies that they posted on TikTok. These are the only photos I have. They don't know there's something called a professional photo that you should go. How do you invest in your art? Act as an actor, you just go for auditions with your portfolio. What is your portfolio? It's just pictures. Pictures and whatever jobs you've done, whatever, and pictures and more pictures and more pictures, your current pictures, your before pictures, that is your portfolio. The portfolio should be full of that. But you tell someone, send me your professional picture, they send you a selfie, that one is a social media created.
It's because they don't know.
Yes, it's because they don't know. Someone yesterday told me AI is coming to reduce our jobs in the industry. And I was like, still, we're in the third world. AI kabla iseme ule judge Lucy wa vioja mahakamani imcreate, itakuwa animation, itakuwa animated. And I think our audience still will want that to relate. Our audience has taken so long. So actually, one of our motivators to do Toxic, because we realize audience ya Kenya ishaanza kurelate na films za Kenya. That's why on Netflix you'll see viewership ya movies za Kenya iko top. So ilitupatia motisha, and what do Kenyans want? Kenyans want something they can relate to. Na hata AI ki create Nekesa, anafanya podcast, imeshamcreate Nekesa. There's the feeling. There's maybe 2 words, maybe there's something that we just come up.
That human touch.
Yes, that human touch that we'll miss. Same thing now. The Gen Zs, they now. I shouldn't social media created because to some point also, as we market, we also need them.
Yeah.
We also need them because you'll find kwa kipindi moja mtu akona followers tu amewekwa kama featuring. Na unfortunately, I wish we had time to coach them, make them a talent, make them look like performing. Unaona amewekwa tu kwa kipindi, anakuja anarembesha mafans wake waone kipindi, anapost. To some point we are using them actually, and sita feature we are using them, and to realize, oh, mtu akona following, mwite. mtu akona following media. Those are some of the secrets the corporate are using.
To go back to what you said, there's something you said about being cast for a police cop. We call them cops, because police roles. And I also had something, what's this, the name of this? He's called, oh my goodness.
Who?
The dark actor who women like. I'm sorry. The sexiest man. He was one of the featured sexiest man.
In what program?
The one who was Briton, then came to America. I watched him recently when he was being interviewed by, now all the names will just go.
Disappears.
He was being interviewed by the South African guy, the talk show guy. Oh my God. So anyway, okay, that story will not make sense if those names don't come to me. Elvis. It's called who? Anyway, okay, the name disappeared. My point is, the guy also said, he's a very famous actor, he's also said he was being featured for very specific roles in Britain. He's a Briton. Then he had to come to America to start from scratch, because it was like, here he'll be seen without bias, without the objectivity, and he was being given different roles. So what are some of the roles that you would have wanted to play, to see yourself in film? What are some of the other roles maybe you've auditioned for, you didn't get, and you thought you were?
Maybe a cop's friend.
A cop's friend, but not the cop.
Yes.
Doing, you know.
Just something different. Uncle, maybe, so, you know, someone to run the story. You know, cops have specific things in set. I mean, in any story. They'll end up either arresting you or bringing a show to the climax. You know, like cops, when they come to a story, they are coming to finish the story. Most of the time, you'll find out, you'll see they're coming for someone's story's climax. So that's what I mean. I want also to be part of I would like also to be part of the development of the. I did once in a story called Fihi, but not most Kenyans have watched Fihi. In TZ is where they've watched Fihi, because I think most Kenyans are not conversant with that Swahili stuff. So in TZ, and they really appreciated. I was doing a role called Kioni. And they really appreciated, and I was like, hey, so I'm not a cop only. I think that is what even gave me that. I shouldn't do only a cop. I should be doing
other roles.
Other roles, yes.
And what is your, from now here, like what is your way forward?
My way forward is, like right now, production. Production. And it comes with this story of these motivational things. They give me challenges. At times they give me bubbles in my stomach, because I'm that person who would love to plan to the tiniest bit. I don't want, because I've already talked about this. I've already talked about the failures of the producers, and then I come to do the repeat of it, because that is what most of the people are doing in Kenya. You've talked about this person failing in this and this and this. Then you come, do the same. You come in those aspects of, hey, life is not waiting for you. You do. Yeah, you can't wait for tomorrow. You do. If you think of something, do it today. I'm writing a story, to be precise, of what you asked me. That is the challenge that I was talking about. My story, and pole, I went developing it pole, to make it a story and to make it also interesting. You know, you can just write your story just like you do in the journals, and it becomes so boring. And people think, oh, I'll shoot my story. No, you have to make it back to a script that you feel people will get interested with. So from that, you go planning, pole. As we plan, we do social media stuff, so that you can be making maybe your channel grow, maybe where you'll market your stuff as you're developing something. So everything is brought by developing, not like, you know, sometimes people mistake the motivators of, if you've thought of something today, do it. Do it.
Motivational speakers.
Writers, they're telling you, when you think of something today, write it. You're writing something, now shoot it. Shoot it. How? You have to plan. And plan today, because now I've been to it. I know what mistakes, I know what blunders happen. And I don't expect myself, I really blame myself to have a repeated mistake of some other production that I complained about. You see, yeah.
What are some of the lessons then that you have taken out? And I feel like with the years of experience that you've had, how then are you passing down the lessons?
The lessons will be passed down, I think, after I do my production.
Okay.
Because I really talk. I really talk. I like talking anywhere we are, and I hear people complain. Like I've told you, I hear people complain. I usually ask them, "What have you changed?"
People complaining about
the things we are complaining in film, of course, the production failures, production marketing. I've realized so many producers
grumbling. Like
yes.
people are grumbling. They're not happy around you in
yes.
your.
Someone has already signed a
working.
contract, but they're not happy. And you know, as an AD, that affects me. Because I'm not obliged to start pressuring you, and I feel you're not happy with your contract. I feel like you're still complaining in the production. You're in the production. You're complaining. Yo, pesa tulilipa kidogo mimi. Lakini sawa tu twende nalo. I know that is the beginning of failure. You know, I need to feel you're comfortable where I am comfortable as an AD for me to give you pressure. Like we've said, we are all doing our work. Please, let's do our work. But when I feel like I'm being a slave driver, and a slave driver means I'm feeling you complaining of the payment, and I'm not complaining. That's being a slave driver. Yeah. But we are all happy. That means no one is a slave driver. Everyone is just pressuring someone to do their job. Yeah.
All right. So we still want to hear your story, Anto, of how you ended up where you ended up.
Yeah.
And apart from now, you're saying the lessons will be passed down when you write your story.
When the production.
Okay.
So
and
the story. Where did I stop? I stopped from where I was traveling. Then I decided not traveling anymore. No acting on stage anymore. Now I go for auditions. Rutabingwa. I started auditions, and that time I have a daughter. I've been paying my house. I've been now a job ya travel and acting kabisa. Luckily I got a role at a place called Zamaradi Production. Zamaradi Production, they really appreciated my acting. I was actually in how many? I was in their 3 productions running concurrently. I was in Keru, I was in Fihi, and I was in which one else? There were 3. I remember even one of the producers telling me, Angela 5-star. Angela 5-star is running. Keru, I'm sure. Angela 5-star is running. Keru is running. Keru was in K24, Kenya Emergency Response Unit.
One of them I've watched. I think
yes.
it's that Keru.
I was in Keru and I was in Fihi. They were running. Fihi was running in Star Times. Keru was running in K24. Jela 5 was running in...
Jela 5-star.
Jela 5-star was running in Maisha Magic. So they really trusted in me, and they built me. As I was doing that, I requested, can I join crew? And the producer was so good. She's called Epi Materi. She told me, yeah, well, you're not on set. You're just becoming on set and learning how to, or I can give your name to this and this guy. You be their second AD. I started from being a second AD, then went to first AD. There is where I learned. It was so tough because first I had no theory. I had to look for the theory part of it. And theory part of it, luckily, upon the OPIA, AI before it was good. I rushed to the YouTube, learned more of being a AD, how to do it, how to become, because I had the softwares and all that. I learned from the ground to the school. That's what I say. I usually say I learned being an AD, first AD from the
ground
to the class. So I went to class just to the online classes
no problem.
to perfect it.
Yes. Then now what happened? Did you grow from there? Now you've always been on this other side of the camera.
Yes. Now from there I went behind the camera, and once I went behind the camera, now I started feeling. Now I think this is where I was supposed to be, because I've been trying to help people, because I really feel bad when I feel someone performing something wrongly the way they shouldn't be performing. I even rushed to there's a director I was working with and was like, "Saki antu hapa kwa sababu and they don't like that. You know, amefanya hivi na anafanya hivi." You know, but that is not a good habit. Yeah, Eddie. I had to kill it because those were my first times. I'm saying I had to kill that habit because it really distracts the director. Because the director is trying, as a director, you know, when you're seated there, you're seeing so many things in that talent, different from whatever me who's following the script is seeing. So maybe the director just wants it to go like that. Maybe just, and even because of time. Unajua nitamwambia hivyo kidogo, mwambia director, time, you know. So that is how it is. Yes.
Then so how many other productions have you worked on behind the scenes?
Okay, from there I found myself working is a production we did called Popo. It was taken to Visasa. From there I moved to Jiffy Pictures. I've stayed in Jiffy Pictures for a while because we did consecutively did Maria, then did Zora, then did Sultana, then did and now Becky. Becky, I've not worked on Becky, but I was in Kasiri. There's this one that is in Kasiri. It's continuing in Maisha Magic that I was an AD in. Yes.
Wow. I'm feeling like, yes, it's a lot. But then now that you're saying for you to move on from where you are, you have to do your own production. I feel like, in fact, a bit of it I tried to lay out in Toxic, because Toxic is, well, we were shooting Toxic. Toxic is out of the mainstream pressure and the mainstream kind of doing things. We did things in a way, in a professional manner that required us to do. I felt like it was a breather. I felt like now this is what film should be like. And this can happen if this and this and this happens. This can happen if this and this and this happens, you know? And if this one stopped being greedy, if this one started, if we balanced at some point, and you know there's no balance in Kenya. So it can, in a way, I feel like it can never happen. We've just talked about, we were with previous episode, we recorded with another lady in Creative. Film, yes. So I asked her, do you feel like there's money in this field, number one? How have you managed to put food on your table this while? Because as it is, we don't feel like that industry is consistent in terms of payment, in terms of how do you just do it? How do you survive in Nairobi generally? Generally, in Nairobi, it's a hustle. It's a hustle. It's just planning day after day. If you don't plan day after day, like when you're going to sign your contract and you're going to be paid. One thing, there are these things called rates in Kenya. We have Actors Guild, we have crew guilds, we have rates. Rates on what you're supposed to be paid, rates on how you're supposed to be paid. Like, for instance, you have rates for people who come for the interviews. The same thing. So these rates, unfortunately, don't work with what the industry is all about. They don't work because I'll call you next. We're in the same, maybe we are all ADs. I'll call you in my office. I'm doing a project, a Showmax project maybe. I'm sorry to mention a brand. And you'll come there so desperately because of the thing you've talked about. From the other production I did to this, I've finished all the savings that I had. So now I have to sign. You have to get something. I have to sign this. You have to sign. Then this person comes and tells you something less than whatever the rates of the guild are talking about. You know, that is what is separating most of our guilds. So you can't say no because you need your bills paid. Thank you. And you're taking the job and you're feeling abused. Thank you. So you're almost working and feeling like I'm just being abused, but I'm working. I
Yes.
have to put food on my table.
Yes.
So is that
That is
the
what
experience?
is running in all the productions in
Mm.
Kenya.
Mm.
That is what is running in all the productions in Kenya.
Mm.
And the painful thing is that the guilt is still there. And the guilt, and people, as much as we've already done that, people are still chatting in the groups about whatever you've done.
Mm.
It feels,
But there's no one.
There's-
It's like there's no one to stop it. No one can stop it,
thank you.
and no one can call it out.
Yes. Even if you call it out, you call it out, you lose.
Mm.
You know, you're not like maybe the doctors, I don't know how they are doing it. They're all on strike and they're not working.
Mm.
Actors are just like, actors and crew members are just like Uber drivers. You can never go on strike and achieve.
Mm.
You go on strike, there's someone else who has seen the app today and they really want to be in that app. You go on strike as an actor, there's someone who is in the crew who will say, nimetoka home, nimekuja job leo, huyo msanii anatustrikia. I have someone who can act. Hata mimi naweza, si mnaweza nipaka tu nini niingie hiyo role. Twende nalo. You shoot the day it's done.
Mm.
And audience watawatch, wacheke tu waseme, ai huyu msanii kwani alichange kakaaje. Kesho hiyo episode imeisha. You are watching the next day.
Yeah.
You see.
So you feel like there's no loyalty, no one can. There's no, what is it called? Framework or infrastructure. Someone to stop.
So that
and
is what they've been trying to create. It's been trying to, we try to put it together, but in as much as we try to put it together, what I've said is the planning. What I've said is the differences. The differences, our poverty lines are different, totally different. That our loyalty cannot be. Our loyalty are questionable, cannot be there. Because you cannot risk your house being closed while you have 2 daughters. While you know this director has just been in a Showmax production the other day. That's why they're inciting me to strike. You know, this director has been in the other production the other day. They were being paid millions, and he's now inciting me to strike. No, will he even help me with that with the million? No. So that's how it is.
Wow. What generally can you say then, Anto, as your... What is there hope?
Hope is
Number
there.
one, for people who want to enter this industry, for people who feel like they have talent and they want to come on in this industry in Kenya.
Hope is there. Whatever I've just talked are the challenges. Actually, which should already make you get hurt, and already, if you love it and have a passion of it, go for it. Because they're not too, whatever I've talked about are just challenges that you can deal with. You can deal with when you get one production or another production. You can deal with. So, and someone with talent, even if they avoid it, they'll find themselves still coming back. Even if they listen to these challenges and all that, they'll still come back to this. We've seen people who wanakuja wanatuambia, do you know, I once acted, but I felt like this industry has no life, and now I'm 60 or 70, I've come back.
I want to come back, yeah.
You see?
Even me, I want to go back. I've also ever acted, and I want to go back. I was actually thinking about it. Why can't I just be given something, a role, a stage acting thing, and I do it as a part-time? Maybe part-time. Can we do it as part-time?
But there's that hurting off, and that is the separation. That's another thing, actually. That is, you'll find, even in film, our producers getting to employ someone who has a job, an outside job somewhere else, and this crew, this is their job.
Yeah.
There's an actor who doesn't have a job in the same cast.
Yeah.
Maybe there are 2-3 actors. There's one actor who has a job, 9 to 5 job. So his scenes are supposed to be planned wapi from 5. These actors are feeling so bad because they're being told, now you have to finish these episodes. You have to finish these episodes to be paid. Why are we not finishing those episodes? We have to wait for this other person who is employed to avail time.
From the office.
To avail time for them to come. Him is earning a salary from somewhere else. This is our salary. This is what we should be getting as our salary.
Yeah.
But we depend on that person who is already earning the salary.
Yeah.
So that is what has been happening. You get someone who is working already. That's why once you do that, whatever you are requesting ati pate nini
Hata
mali.
mpate gig. A good
I said, let me
act.
tell you, people will start giving you bad eyes. You'll go through some stigma, hatred, and all that, because it's like we are being planned by you. You know, we are not being planned by the AD.
But as it is,
You are the
there's
one planning us.
But as it is, hakuna unity already.
Yes.
Hakuna unity. What I'm hearing is everyone is struggling to make ends meet. Everyone is struggling to just put food on the table.
Yes.
Yes, I have the talent, but then, you know, this is what I'm getting. And then, so if someone gets the job, well then, see, lucky them. But if they're doing it as part-time, and it depends on them for me to be paid.
It's lucky. It's lucky for you, but word will spread on set very fast.
But this one has this is their part-time.
You know, this is their part-time, and this is our main. You know, there's that pain of maze kuna mtu hii ni part-time yake, hii ndio job yangu, hii ndio rent yangu, hii ndio food yangu. Hii anaweza do without hii ni pesa yake ya swimo, you know. Such lines zikianza kupita set and you're the person concerned, you'll feel like
so is there anything that you admire about the people who we know that have gone ahead, that have done, is there anyone who has done anything right?
In the crew side, now we are on the crew side, because on the acting side I told you nay.
On the crew side,
on
is
the
there
crew
anyone
side,
who's done anything
yes,
right?
I've got mentors. The crew side I've got mentors. Onyi, film crew, Tosh Gitonga, Kama. There have two Kamaus. There's Edwin Kamau, there's Kamau Wandongo. They really mentored me in my growing up as an AD. They really pushed me. Kamau really pushed me, Kamau Wandongo. And Anto, you can do it. You see, you see, give up, give up. You can do it. He was once my director, kwa set book. He pushed me to directing set books. Then when I left there, he held my hand.
And do you know where they are today?
Yes, come on, still in the industry, big people in the industry, in the film, in the KFCB, they're there.
They're in KFCB? Are they doing anything to give back to?
Yeah, they're doing.
All right.
Kalasha the other day.
Oh, Kalasha.
Onyi, yes, Onyi was talking about how to start educating the young girls to avoid the young pregnancies, and that is a project he's planning to do. You know, giving back to the let's go do it. Giving jobs to people.
All right, I think that's encouraging. At least there's someone who's giving you hope, or at least
in the field, in the production side, I've got so many people who are giving me that motivation. Even Jackie Matubi herself, she's younger than me, but she gave me that challenge of now do it, now do it. And
what can you comment about the issue of age? And on this other side, for behind the screens, is there a limitation of age, or you can be in it as long as?
You can be in it as long as you're able. As long as you're able to carry yourself, you can be in it. Because I mean, what age are you supposed to retire? That is the government's age. 60, is it 60 or 70? That's the government's age. But there are people who would work,
60,
who would continue. Our president, how old was he? I mean, Kibaki and all that. If you given an opportunity, people would work for it. People would work. Kwanza Africans would work even for even 100 years, because it's a matter of mentoring. It's a matter of, I usually call my team whenever I'm working with a new team. I've changed a team. I'm working with a new team. I usually call myself. I'm not a Manu fan. But I know he's one of the stories I usually use. He remained in Manchester United as the oldest person.
Who is that? You've not said.
Giggs. It's called Giggs. He remained in Manchester as the oldest person. After remaining in Manchester, all the guys had gone. But they really needed someone to show them the system of the game. You know, hawezi toa tu watu wote. Alafu wache. So that's why the old guys should stay there. Old guys should stay there, show them the system of the game. Now, after the young guys have come up with maybe new, better systems and all that, maybe draw back, yes, and hang the boots.
All right. You have a parting shot?
Aiding is just a job like any other, that needs patience, needs understanding, triple understanding. Because you see someone lying to you, and they lie to you, and it's true they're lying to you, and you use their lies as a planning. For planning. You're planning, you're using somebody's lies, and you know this is a lie, but you cannot prove. You cannot prove by telling the boss, I knew haendi hospitali. Nilijua haendi hospitali. Nilijua tu haendi. You know, you cannot your hearsays or your suspicions, because you'll that person who has made you whatever
Change
your program, change your schedule.
Yeah.
You will meet in a club. And they've told you they're going to the next day, that day that they've told you, you've given people a break, you'll meet in a club and they'll be like, lazima ningekuambia kitu, you know. You've changed people program. Yeah, you've got to be very patient, very understanding, and most of all, loving. Loving in this way. Do not move handy ya leo, what shall I call, not handy. Do not move today's mistake to tomorrow, to even the next minute. Unanikosea sahi, nikwambie sahi umekosa, tumalize sahi, to move to the next. If you move to the next minute, you'll mess up everything. Okay. Yes. So as an AD, someone is very understanding and very, very not polite. Patient. Patient. Yeah. Very patient.
And do you have any favorite movies that you can recommend we watch? Anything that you really watched and were like, okay, now this one was done well. Anything done, produced?
Kenyan?
Go ahead.
Kenyan.
Propose both.
Kenyan Pepeta. I'm sure you've watched Pepeta. Okay, it's a nice one. It's a series. Okay. It's a series that was.
Is it the one on
recently
Netflix?
It's on Showmax.
Oh, it's on Showmax. Okay.
Pepeta is on Showmax. Yes. Pepeta is a series. They're very good. It was well shot, production-wise. They even got so many awards in the Kalash Awards. I watched Mviri. Also got awards in Kalash Awards.
Pepeta and Mviri.
Yes, there's this other one. I'm not getting it in any important. Blessing Lungaho as the father of a young lady.
Oh, I know it. It's something to do with, I've seen it.
Jennifer Gateros.
No, that one is on Netflix.
That one is on Netflix,
yes.
Okay.
It's something about fatherhood.
Yes.
Okay. Clearly, people can just see where I lean on or what I watch most too. But I've seen that one. I've seen the story being talked about. All right. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Is there anything you feel like we haven't talked about?
In film?
Anything about your story?
My story, whatever we've not talked about, you'll see it. You'll watch it. One day you'll watch it. And not very fast soon.
You can tell people maybe how to follow you, where to find you.
Okay, you'll find me at Anthony Rutabingwa on Instagram, Rutabingwa Anthony, and TikTok, and Roots on X.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. I hope, as usual, I hope you've learned something about AD and about, the film industry in Kenya and the ins and outs of it. Thank you so much for coming, Anto. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.